Think of that sudden, sickening drop in your stomach when someone you completely trusted turns around and betrays you. It is a sharp, very specific kind of pain. Now, imagine that pain multiplied. Imagine the people who turned on you were your own brothers. Thousands of years ago, a young man named Prophet Yusuf experienced exactly that. He was deeply loved by his father, and that affection made his older brothers intensely jealous. That jealousy festered until they hatched a terrible plan. They grabbed their younger brother, threw him into a deep, dark well, and walked away, obscuring the light and leaving him alone at the bottom. Strangers passing by eventually pulled him out, but they didn't take him home. Instead, they took him to a foreign land and sold him as a slave. When your friends leave you out or break your trust, the hurt is incredibly real. Yusuf survived the absolute worst kind of betrayal from his own family. Because he made it through that, his choices give us a way to navigate the worst moments in our own lives. So here is Yusuf, growing up in a place where he knows no one. His family is gone, his old life is erased, and he has to start completely over from the very bottom. He builds a life for himself through hard work and honesty. But then another blow lands. Someone tells a terrible lie about him, and he is accused of a crime he absolutely did not commit. The truth didn't matter to the people in charge. They simply locked him away in a dark, unforgiving prison. He sat in that cell for years. Entire chapters of his youth were spent behind those bars, paying the heavy price for someone else's lie. We all face moments where we suffer for things we didn't do. A teacher blames you for a disruption, or a false rumor spreads about you at school. These moments test who you are going to be when things are at their most unfair. Through all of those years in a cell, Yusuf kept his patience. He held onto his faith, and eventually his circumstances took a massive turn. He went from a forgotten, wrongly accused prisoner to a highly respected leader. He was put in charge of the resources for the entire land. Because he managed those resources during a terrible famine, people came from all over begging for help, including the same brothers who threw him into that well. They stood right in front of him, begging for food, having no idea who he was. They were entirely at his mercy. If you have your worst bullies cornered, the most natural human reaction is to make them feel the exact pain they caused you. Yusuf looked at the men who ruined his childhood, and he offered them complete forgiveness. He held the lives of his brothers in his hands. By choosing to let go when he had the absolute power to punish, he showed a level of control that changed the entire situation. We can look at our own lives through the same lens Yusuf used. His story provides a way to handle the drama and personal conflicts we face today. Imagine your friends gossip behind your back. Your immediate reaction is anger. You want revenge. But look at the alternate path. Stay patient. Spreading rumors in return means you haven't won. You've simply allowed their behavior to turn you into the person who hurt you. Or the frustration of being falsely blamed. It feels like a messy, tangled knot, making you want to give up. Yusuf spent years imprisoned for a false claim, but stayed calm. Keep your head clear and trust the truth will come to light. Or think of the time someone close to you breaks your trust in a major way. The pain is so sharp you decide to hold a grudge against them for life. Yusuf's choice was to forgive. You don't forgive to say that what they did was okay. You forgive because holding on to that anger is like carrying a heavy weight, and letting it go finally makes you free. People are complicated. Individuals will let you down. They will treat you unfairly and cause you pain. But when those moments happen, you have a choice. By choosing patience and forgiveness over revenge, you protect the person you really are. You prove that no matter what anyone else does, you refuse to let their actions turn you into someone you don't like.